Well, good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to have another of the great seminars we're doing with GJW Gallery. And I would love to introduce you to Paulina, who already did presentation 2 weeks ago about art in law. And today, we're going to do another presentation about art on the internet. So I would love to give my words to Paulina, and feel free to start with your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Victoria, and hello, good evening, everyone. And I'm happy that I could be your guest this evening and that I can perform another subject that we scheduled with Victoria Art. What I'm going to do right now is to share my presentation with you. Hopefully, I will be successful from the first time. So as I mentioned, as also Victoria mentioned, this is my second speech to you, and we're going to talk a little bit about the art on the internet. This is the second or another approach to the law, to the arts today, also including the internet. What I'm going to do today is to try explain my vision of art internet, and I would like to propose my subject that in my mind are regarding with the internet. As before, I wouldn't be myself if I did not show you the disclaimer, and this is kind of a quick. This is the material that is not to be taken as or construed as in any way as a legal advice. So if you need a legal assistance, please contact me or another qualified legal attorney. And these are the, let's say, milestones for tonight. These are the topics, the subject that I would like to tell you a little bit about. So I'm going to start from the introduction. For me, is the impact of the internet on the arts, and then I will move to the art on the internet versus internet arts. I will tell you a little bit about the public domain, especially Creative Commons, and some popular subject, which is blockchain. So art on blockchain, legal aspects of NFTs, and last but not least, art on the internet, legal risks and hazards. So, starting with introduction. So telling you about the impact of the internet on the art. I need to say pretty obvious words that the web is a medium for sharing information globally, and internet can be used to spread a message using human interactions. This is pretty obvious. And the internet is noticing upward growth, and I'm sure there will be such way in the future also. So since 1993 till 2018, we have 4 billion people, and we can be sure that at this year it's over that number. So generally, we are aware of it, that internet gave rise to artistic exploration for the public to experience art, and this is a tool that can be used to produce art and also to support artistic collaboration, so that every artist may benefit from how to make or put her or his work on the internet. So no matter whether you think you are a traditional artist or a net artist, you may use the internet for your purposes. Traditional art galleries and museums have, of course, long been the primary platform for the exhibition and circulation of the art, but through the internet, art could be alternatively distributed, and I'm sure everyone is well aware of it. And also, as an introduction, some artists do not even rely on traditional art galleries and museums, and instead that they prefer exhibit on the internet. They feel the internet, they move really smoothly in the internet. So they feel it. And some artists, quite opposite, for example, they try to leave the internet area in the context of the art form, but basically you never could leave the internet as a medium. Okay, so I'm thinking about the website, social media, or other art platform. And this is I did a little delay with the introduction of myself. As I mentioned last time, I represent GJW Gallery, but for everyday profession, I'm a legal advisor. I'm an attorney at law, and also I run and I am the member of a team of the GJW Gallery, which is the online gallery. Okay, so the first association of the art and the internet could be just this online gallery where the art could be simply digitalized and uploaded to the viewable over the internet for the promotion and sale. And this is what we do with the GJW Gallery. We promote our artists, and of course we try to sell them and sell his work, but also as I mentioned before, we run our projects in this way, that we want to take Igor from the internet a little bit and try to show him, in a real galleries, in traditional galleries. So GJW Gallery is working on a website platform. Feel free to visit us on www.gjwgallery. And this is the mutual project of our law firm and the artist Igor Morsky. And the gallery of his work is in a climate of surrealism and hyper realism, and such cooperation we find very successful because it offers the opportunity to promote the artist, but above all, gives full protection of his rights, for example. Okay, so when I think about art on the internet, it also somehow connected me with the internet art. So internet has, I believe, played a major role in broadening the boundaries of what is considered art, what was considered art. And after some, of course, initial resistance, the impact of digital technology, I believe, has transferred activities such as painting, drawing, sculpture, while new forms such as net art or digital art have become recognized as artistic practices. And internet art, also, we can say that it is net art, is a form of new media art distributed via the internet. Of course, in many cases, the viewer is drawn into some kind of interaction with the work of art. And the digital art is a contemporary artwork or practice that uses digital technology as a part of the creative or presentation process, that uses the methods of mass production or digital media. So I'm telling here after Vicky that net art is also graphic design, computer generated visual media, computer generated imaginary, still or animated, digital installation, blockchain, etc., etc. And going further and focusing on the art on the internet, I would like to tell you something about the public domain. Generally, the work that is no longer copyright protected because, for example, the rights have expired, depending on the jurisdiction, depending the certain country, it may be like 70 to 100 years, or in some other situations. That work is considered to be in the public domain. So copyright, as I mentioned the last time during the last seminar, is the basic IP right, which means that an artist has a right to be recognized and listed as the author of her or his work. So the public domain is not really strictly defined legal term, but a more popular name for the concept. So the concept is a base of creative work that is accessible to everyone without restriction due to rights that holders of copyrights have and may be used for any purposes. And the great example of that public domain is also the Creative Commons. This is a way to make your work generally in the public domain, okay? So, and it's not subject to copyright laws. So Creative Commons was started as a movement to make images available to share information. And on the organization websites, it states that Creative Commons is a nonprofit organization that helps overcome legal obstacles to the sharing of knowledge and creativity. So in the order to achieve their mission, CC provides Creative Commons license, and public domain tools that gives every person and organization in the world a free, simple, and standardized way to grant copyright permission for creative and academic works. So in other words, if you want to try, if you need the picture, if you want a piece of art in your activity, in your artwork, you want to put something in your catalog, in your, I don't know, brochure, and you're making the design for the t-shirt, you can use the works, the pictures that are in Creative Commons, and you can be sure that the rights are protected. And how it works. So the artist licensor can grant her or his permission to share and use her or his work on the conditions that will be chosen by the artist. There are, on that website, there are several possibilities. And on the other hand, allows any person that is called licensee to get permission to use someone's work. So on Creative Commons website, you will find the license chooser, where the artist is asked to pick the certain element of license for the adoption or commercial use of the work. And I'm saying about the rights from the point of view of the artist, okay? So if you're not the artist, if you are the user, you just can use the piece of art that is based in Creative Commons base. So Creative Commons provides terms and conditions of CC license, which are the rights and obligation, and many consideration for the licensors and licensees has been established. Okay, so maybe now a little bit about the blockchain. So as I mentioned, quite popular definition and subject right now. Few things about the legal aspects of NFTs. What is NFT in general? So this is a digital file or on a blockchain that shows who owns a unique piece of digital content that cannot be edited or deleted. So any digital content can be minted into NFT. That could be photographs, other digital works, songs, tweets, I don't know, everything. Just some parts of video games, for example, music from video games, and even memes. So an important distinction between traditional works and ones that are sold using NFT is that the work must be either created in a digital medium or have a token accompanying the physical work. So NFT allows the artist, I think it's a very pleasure adventure. It allows artists to better monetize their work. So that's the basic example. And NFT can even include some smart contracts that can specify the right of the buyer and seller. For example, the creator of and also the creator, the first buyer of the NFT receive a certain percentage of the NFT sale. each time the work is resolved. That's the example of the right that could be included in this smart contract. And of course, you probably know, and everybody heard about the places that are the marketplace for the NFT. And it could be, for example, Rarible, OpenSea, Super Rare, Portion, Nifty, and many others, I believe. And all of them are with own marketplaces, and also they have the terms and conditions of operating, of course. We cannot say about art on the internet if we do not discuss the risks and hazards, of course, somehow connected with the art on the internet. So also pretty obvious, while internet, can help the artist to promote himself, herself, promote the work, also level up, and lift up her or his work, and eventually, gain money or gain the promotion and other good things. It can also bring potential negatives, as basically in usual other activity. And the potential negatives could be, for example, counter piracy, other infringement, and even the massive amount of electricity that is consumed by the blockchain system, as I see as some negative thing. Okay, so examples of infringement are many of them, and of course I will try to show a little bit of them here. So some example of infringement could be the using artwork, also tokenized artwork into NFT without the permission. That's, I think, the basic problem, without the permission of the artist or other rights holder, and uploading such artwork on the internet, for example. Okay, so somebody's taking your artwork and is just using it without your permission. Also, we can say about the infringement when someone's piece of art or image of art in her or his internet digital artwork, of course, excluding work from the public domain. Yeah, so you have the example when somebody's taking your piece of art, also traditional one or internet or digital artwork. The other infringement is also when work that appears is very similar to some other work. So you notice that somebody else just created very same thing that you have already done before. And even if it's not in exact copies, you feel that it's very much yourself. Okay, so you feel it's very much your work. And also the very basic example of infringement is when someone is hacking the artist's computer or is hacking the blockchain system, or I don't know, any other malfunctioning of the accompanying infrastructure. It all is the example of the infringement of your rights. And it all can happen in the internet, of course. Yeah, so generally, when the risks and hazards occur, we need to act somehow, okay? We need to find a solution for that situation. And yeah, the basic one was also the one that was mentioned in my previous seminar, that I was talking about the law and art in general. Try to read and then sign art contracts. Do not need to be in paper particularly. You can have some, arrangements in emails, for example, or in another way of communication, but still you have something that is stated somehow, okay? And what else you can do? You can familiarize yourself with the terms of such conditions. Of course, if you read it, you probably familiarize with rights and obligation. Also, be aware of other general conditions of the marketplace that the marketplace that you are entering in, some kind of competition or in other situations. And the easiest one and the basic one, just try to protect your computer if you want to, be safe from the risks and hazards in the internet. And of course, in the case of violation of rights in internet, you can still seek remedy. You can protect your rights, of course. For example, you can call for the termination of infringement, and this is the way of acting basically in every jurisdiction, no matter from what country you came from. Yeah, you can call or you can contact with the owner of the website or the website administration, and you can just leave the notice that someone is violate your rights. You can also may start the formal procedure. You can start to, or you can consider the suing the infringer. You can also ask some other particular authorities to protect your rights. For sure, you have the way and you have a solutions in that situation. So in case of infringement, the artist, another right holder, may, of course, bring a formal claim against the seller or creator of NFTs for copyright infringement, if this is the situation, as well as on the basis of the contract, if the contract were drawn between the parties, and as well on the basis or in accordance with the general legal rules in a certain jurisdiction. So in any case, you can, as the artist, of course, you can get the proper insurance coverage or to seek legal advice in any time. If this is necessary, of course, you can contact the legal advisor or some legal counsel to help you in this particular matter. But yeah, you can, as I mentioned, you can use also the proper insurance coverage. Okay, I think I made myself really quickly today. And and I'm in a stage of asking anything and, questions and answers stage.
Okay, thank you so much, Paulina, for today. It was very, very useful lecture at the same time as it was before 2 weeks ago. What do you feel is like the most important thing artists should think about when they're looking at a specific contract? What they should look for, or what they should be aware of before signing such contract? Like, are there some specific points which should be really, really in the contracts in general for different collaboration?
Yes, I believe that every contract has a basic points that should be included in. And as I was just describing you last time during the last seminar, probably you should just protect yourself by putting, for example, the information describing your artwork in a contract. Also, you should try to provide the terms and conditions of your cooperations with other side. Okay, so you should give the terms of delivering some art, so, or maybe give the particular conditions of preparing your art, of showing your art. Also, you need to remember about the price, okay, about the salary. It's very important to put this part of the cooperation in the contract. So you should know the price of your work, and you should even know the method of pricing of your work if you decided to work like that with another counterpart. That's the basic, for example, sale agreement, okay? But we have, or you have, any other kinds of agreements that could be or exists in the art business. So you can also have an exhibit agreement, or you can have some promotion agreement. So any kind of agreements has its specific, let's say, content, and you should remember and try to be aware of it. Yeah, it's also important to I don't know, explain or to describe the damages in the contract. Also try to mention about the jurisdiction and the proper law that will be applicable in this contract. That might be also important.
Yeah. This is actually a very interesting thing you just said, because not a lot of people are aware of it. But can you elaborate a little bit more on this part when you said like based on law of specific country or like legislation of a specific country? Because during our calls, you as well said like, oh, I'm very specifically focused on Polish legislation, and I'm very much aware of or like I have limited knowledge in others, but a lot of people don't know these things. Can you just give a little bit, more
explanation about that?
Yes.
So that's the little part of, let's say, international law. So this is the situation when the counterparts are coming from different jurisdiction, and it's usually, and it is the different country, okay? So in every country, there is a specific domestic legal legislation jurisdiction, okay? So you have a court in a certain country, but also you have a law in a certain country, and these two things are separate, okay? So these are two different issues, and signing a contract or entering into the contract with someone else, with any other counterpart, you need to be aware what kind of the right, so the law, and in what kind of court will be, for example, interesting in solving your case if it will happen in the future. Okay, so if you are going to sell, or you thinking about selling your artwork in some other country, or to some, I don't know, artist or gallery to another country, you need to always agree on what kind of a right or law you would like to work on in the future. So, and you can pick it, okay? So that's your right when you sign the contract. You can also choose the right, and you can choose the court when you want to be your potential case will be solved. So for example, I can pick the German law, but I can pick the Polish court to operate with the German law. And also, being a lawyer, I can advise my client what law will be more preferable for him. Okay, so for example, I can advise you that if you have a counterpart from Germany, you may probably be more safe, or you will have more like freedom, let's say, choosing the German law, because we have such kind of experience that courts are operating faster and they are more objective, for example, something like that. So yeah, you can also think about this. So you can take the law from another country to be operated in your own country, but also you can pick another law and another jurisdiction. So these are two words. And remember that these are the classic and the formal ways of solving your case. You can also pick the alternative of the court. Let's say you can pick another court that is more like a mediation than the court. Yeah.
So that's usually like a more friendly way how to resolve the conflict.
Yeah, this is usually more friendly way, and usually these organization and places has their own their own regulations. These are not the procedures that are formal in the court in certain countries. So yeah, there could be more friendly. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds really good. Thank you so much for explaining this. I am very much aware that not a lot of people know about this, and mainly artists don't know about this importance in differences in law. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And what is important that the law really may vary in different countries. So these are the things that could be, built totally different in Germany and France and Poland. So yeah, we need to be aware of it.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing this. Paulina, can you tell us a little bit more what you're going to focus on in your next seminars?
Yes, I believe I introduce the next seminar as the time when I'm going to tell a little bit about the promotion of the art and about the artist. I would like to share with you my perspective of promoting and my idea of best promotion of the artist and his or her artwork. Yeah, and I'm probably will show you the examples of the best one or the not so good of the promoting, and I will try to figure out which one is the best advice and which one is the best way for the artists nowadays.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Paulina, and I'm going to look forward to the next one. If I remember correctly, it's on the 24th of November. The next
November, yes. And the last one, it's going to be at 13th of December.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that I need to provide you the particular, information about every subject. Yeah, I'm gonna tell about in the future.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Paulina, for tonight. I'm looking forward to the next seminar. And in case there are any more questions, you can always contact us at curator@victoriaart.eu. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.